If you find that when you're with a certain person, you tend to become irritable and lose emotional control, even though you're usually even-tempered and pretty tolerant, but whenever you're around them, you become prone to outbursts. Stop doubting yourself. Most likely, it's not that you've changed, but rather that you're caught in a form of covert psychological manipulation. In psychology, it has a name: emotional abuse. This type of person appears fine on the surface and may even be seen as a good person by outsiders, but you know that being with them makes you increasingly uncomfortable and increasingly oppressed. They might act very caring about small things, yet they always manage to hit your triggers precisely, driving you crazy, then turn around and accuse you of being too sensitive or emotionally unstable. If you're not sure whether you're experiencing this kind of manipulation, here are some common forms of emotional abuse you can check against. First, they never communicate normally and love to be sarcastic and mocking. When you speak seriously, they're always contradicting, interrupting, or attacking you. When you finally can't take it anymore and snap, "What's wrong with you?" they coldly respond, "You're too sensitive. You're fragile." Over time, you look like the problem person, while they appear calm and reasonable. Second, they're obsessed with putting you down and negating you. You drive quite steadily, but they always find fault. You buy a dress you like and they say your legs are too thick and it doesn't suit you. No matter how hard you try to please them, they only see flaws and never acknowledge you. When you confront them, they say, "I'm only doing this for your own good." If you believe it, you'll gradually start thinking, "Am I really not good enough?" Third, they play dumb and incompetent, pushing all responsibility onto you. This type of person isn't stupid, they're pretending to be. You ask them to take out the trash and they ask back, "Do I need to separate the bags too?" They always forget what you ask them to do, waiting for you to clean up the mess. They put on an innocent face and say, "Oh, don't worry, I'll do it. Outsiders think they're gentle and considerate, but in this relationship, you've become the hot-tempered one. They use, "I don't know how," to force you to compromise, making you drop your boundaries and take on everything. Fourth, they invalidate your emotions, making you habitually self-doubt. When you're in a bad mood, they say, "What's there to be upset about?" When you express emotions, they say, "Aren't you overthinking this?" It seems like they're comforting you, but they're actually constantly stripping away your right to feel. You start habitually negating yourself, wondering if you're being too sensitive. Even when they actually do something wrong, you end up defending them and making excuses for them. Actually, emotional abuse has even more covert forms: distorting facts to make you doubt your memory, triangulation to isolate you, subtle manipulation that you can't quite articulate but can't escape. But the outcome is always the same. You become increasingly exhausted, increasingly self-doubting, and finally, completely lose your way in the relationship. We can say this: the destructive power of psychological abuse is often more far-reaching than physical harm. So if you recognize these situations happening, please stop doubting yourself. The next time you have an emotional breakdown, don't ask, "Am I being too sensitive?" Instead, start thinking, "What kind of emotional environment has this person created for me?" What you need to do is cut off the emotional interaction, establish boundaries, and stop the internal conflict. The people who make you break down aren't necessarily more reasonable. They're just better at manipulating you. Sometimes the real crazy ones look more normal than anyone else.